Yo guys, Beast, back with some more beastly content. Today we're going to be doing a guide over how to farm standard parts. So the first thing I recommend for you to do actually is just go ahead and make sure you're not over encumbered. Empty out your inventory into your storage crates like I'm doing, because you're going to want to have your carry weight good. Even though I did this, I still ended up having over encumbered like way early. You really need to clear out your inventory when you're doing this. We're going to be making our way to this island over here all by itself because it is the perfect level for the area that standard parts drop, and there are a ton of storage crates here. So the actual like fort that's there, you're going to go through it and you're going to do all the loot boxes. Now I'm going to go through here and show you exactly, getting there and everything. We are going to speed up the driving, of course, so here we go, driving to the destination. We're then going to have to swim across the ocean because I don't actually believe there are any roads or bridges to this island. I think you actually have to swim to it as well. So make sure your health is up decently enough. If your insanity is really low, your health's low. I do believe you can actually die by swimming in cold waters. But yeah, if your health's full, you should be good. But this is one of the best standard parts farms. This is just a ton of standard parts. You're going to get a good few hundred out of doing this. Super duper easy, and after the first time of going there, I do recommend for you to go ahead and unlock the teleport tower first. If you unlock this, you'll be able to teleport straight from the island. You'll no longer have to actually go to, the closest area and then drive all the way there and then swim across the ocean. It does take a minute to get there, but once you have the teleport tower unlocked, it is pretty swift. I would also suggest following the map area it tells you to drive if it gives you one. I think it might not actually give you one for this. Regardless, I ended up pulling up to the back side of the fort, so I had to walk all the way around to the front side before I was actually able to get in. I tried to glitch in with my car, I tried standing on it, all sorts of things like that. Just don't even bother doing that. Just go ahead and walk around and you'll be in, no problem. It's just not worth trying to get in with your vehicle. You're just never going to do it. So I thought I was going to try and climb these actually, and then I realized the entrance was right here. So here we go. The next thing you're going to do is just run through here. I'm going to show you exactly where the crates are. We're going to have some of this sped up, some of it's not, just because there are so many crates in a small area in certain spots. I do want to be showing you all of these crates so that you can be getting as many as possible. I may have missed a couple. Another thing to note on is do activate the rift anchor here. There's a good chance, if you've never been to this island, this rift anchor is still available, and it should also be dropping standard parts, as well as some other materials, stardust, things like that. All necessary materials anyway, so definitely go ahead and do the rift anchor while you are here. There aren't actually any crates over here by the rift anchor for the most part, but there are some just ahead, as you've seen earlier. So you can use your vehicle to get around on here a lot, and it will make it go a lot quicker. But as you can see here, this building right here, the O2, it has a good amount of crates. I believe it even has like some junk in there to loot. That's the other thing. There is a high amount of junk in here that will also turn into standard parts, so do be collecting that. We will be showing the scrap run at the end of it, showing you exactly how much of everything you will be getting just by doing this run. Like I said, unlock the teleport tower. It'll be super easy to get here. There's also going to be one up here all the way up to the top of this satellite dish here. Just take the stairs here, walk all the way up, and at the very top, there it is. Another storage crate containing some standard parts and other materials and junk you can break down and everything else you might need. And yeah, so once again, you're just going to go through this entire area. So we're going to go this way now. And there's a chest inside of that building there. There are also enemies here, and I do believe this is actually a settlement. So doing the 40 settlement task on phase 5, you might want to go ahead and kill the enemies here because you want to get everything on here. I'm thinking we got the weapon chest, the Morphic chest, and everything in this building, or in this settlement, so we actually do get the settlement clear at the end of this. So if you haven't done this settlement yet, highly suggest you do it, especially if you're needing standard parts. No matter what phase you are actually in, it does not matter, because at the end of it, on phase 5, if you've already done all the settlement exploration tasks, then you'll just get an instant complete on the seasonal goal, and you won't be stressing about it as much at the end of the season. So like, for example, say you only have 16 hours left of phase 5, and then season 2 server sign up is available. You want to sign up on day 1 of season 2 server sign up, provided that you're ready. If you're not ready, you can go ahead and wait, but this is trying to help y'all get ready. So here is a storage crate right here. More junk here. Like I said, this area is just loaded full of storage crates. There are a couple high-level elite enemies, so you will also be getting the Eclipse Cortexes you need for your 40 purifications a week. And there's really nothing here, so we're just going to go ahead and speed this up just a little bit here. And another thing to note on, if you have a carry weight issue, you can actually use your car to store things. And as I said, there's one of those elite enemies right there. Super duper easy to take out, no problem. And then once again, more junk just around the buildings here. And that's another, I think it's just a level 1 Cortex, but once again, we're here for standard parts, we're not here for that. I just suggest to go ahead and kill the enemies, because why not? Especially if you're just farming standard parts. I don't believe this is actually too high level of an area, because standard parts are a lower level item drop. That's why you can't do higher level areas for farming standard parts. So if you are level 50 and you're trying to get standard parts and you just keep farming high level settlements, you're really not going to be getting as many standard parts as the low level settlements give. This area will be giving the most standard parts out of most areas, and all of them are really decently close within each other. As you can see here, here is the gear crate right here. We will be finding the mystical crate here shortly. But for now, here's the gear crate right here, melee amplifier mod, and you know, it's just junk, but besides that, the standard parts are very good out of it, so that's why we are collecting it. We're not worried about the mods or anything we're getting out of here. We are just worried about the standard parts, because that is what we need. I do believe standard parts are the things used for like water pumps and all sorts of other things you need to build. They all use standard parts. A lot of things will be using standard parts once you get into the base building side, especially when you get into the base building side and making passive farms. Because passive farms are where you're going to run into the need of a lot of standard parts, because you want to make as many water pumps as possible to farm as much either acid or barreled fuel as you need. So yeah, standard parts. And then once again, actually at the doorway, it does seem there was some just directly above it. See, the thing is, I ran into this thing and just ran past all the chests and then started from the back and worked my way forward for some reason. And in this little room here, right next to the entrance, there's going to be a storage container here. I do believe it's a med bag, so it's going to be a little bit of activators for y'all. So you will also be getting some activators out of this. So once again, it's worth it. Going through this area, you will be getting the activators returns you do end up using while fighting these guys, if you even use activators, because once again, they're low level enemies here. If you are level 50, you should have no issues doing this. And as you can see here, there should be another storage chest up here inside this building. Of this tower here. As you can see, it's a bag style, but it still says storage crate, so it should still have a chance of giving us the junk we need. Also, I will mention this is going to be a drop area for lower level extraction and permits for the workshops, so you will also be able to get some extraction permits doing this. And I do believe the lower level extraction permits actually have a higher drop rate, or seem to drop more commonly than the tier 5 ones. So we might actually start investigating into lower level settlements and seeing how many of those will drop a ton of Blackfell permits, so that we can do the refineries a lot more. I do want to work on a video over that, just so that we can maybe get a more I guess efficient Eclipse Cortex farm, because the current one is kind of slow when it comes to farming the permits. I did a video recently that was like a permit farm, but I just don't really think it's that efficient, because I've done the run a couple times and not gotten a single permit before. It is luck based, and I think that's just how the design is, but I think it's the fact that those tier 4 permits just have a lower drop rate and a higher rarity to actually drop than the lower level refinery permits. And I'm thinking the lower level refinery permits are still giving basically the same amount of Eclipse Cortexes. It might be a difference from level 2s to level 3s, but if I can get like 10 that'll give me 3 level 2s, I'd much rather do that than if I can get 1 that'll give me 1 level 3 or 3 level 3 Cortexes. It's just not worth it to farm the tier 4s if you're not able to actually get them. But as you can see here, a ton more chests in here. Actually, almost every single one of the tents here are full of storage crates, so there's a ton of standard parts in all these tents. Like I said, you go through this island and you just collect, just from this fort here alone, you're going to be set on standard parts. Whatever you need standard parts for, one farm and you're done. You can build whatever you want. I built like a 40 plus or like 18 water pumps and 8 osmosis purifiers, and I still have a ton of standard parts left over after I did this farm. Just so you know, this is a very, very efficient way of farming standard parts. You can build a ton of water pumps after you do this, no issues. And as you can see, that back tent there, another chest. Once again, if you push Q, if you didn't know this, I probably should have mentioned this earlier. If you push Q, it'll actually like show you the location of chests. So when you go to these areas, and if you don't pay attention fully, if I don't show it completely, just go ahead and push the Q button when you're walking around buildings. If you see a little pink glowing dot, that means there's a storage crate or a weapon crate or something of the likes in that area. Right now we're just going to go ahead and speed it up because for quite a while we didn't find any sort of crates after these tents here. We did actually have to go to a different actual area of this before we were actually able to find any more. So we're just going to go ahead and get to that other area now and see how many more storage crates there actually are. We should be getting very close to the weapon and mystical crates here now. And yeah, right here it does look like at the very top of that thing there is a storage crate. We're going to go ahead and just drive forward a little more so we can get to that a little easier. And I think it'll actually work to hop on the car and climb that up this time. Actually, we can just climb the side. So once again, on this roof here, there is going to be one all the way down at the end, it did seem like, so we're going to have to get down there. And then right there. So there we go. There's another storage crate. Super duper easy. More standard parts. No problem. Well, that didn't seem like standard parts, but there's a chance for standard parts to be in the storage crates, so just remember that. Let's open this one right here. Another storage crate. Usually if it's a bag, it's going to be just like dioxidant or something to make activators. If it's a crate that's actually a box, there's a higher chance of it being standard parts inside of the box. So once again, we will be showing the entire run at the end of the video, just scrapping everything we got, and it will show you the exact number of standard parts we already have after the scrap, and it is a good amount. 2 more chests here. One is just a med bag, so more activators and dioxidant. Like I said, this is a good area to farm even if you're not just after standard parts. And as you can see there, Black Fell Refiner Permit 1. Like I said, I'm thinking the tier 1 permits are going to have a lower rarity, so they're going to drop more often. So I think it might be better to farm tier 1 Black Fell permits anyway. And I'm thinking actually you could do it all on the first week and have enough for the next 4 phases if you were to do tier 1 farms. So once again, there is a video coming out very soon as we are in the season 2 over Black Fell permit farming on the phase 1 areas that are currently unlocked. As a matter of fact, we might just, yeah, we're going to see what settlements are the quickest to run for permits on there with the most storage crates, and we'll be dropping that video very soon. As you can see though, weapon crate and the mystical crate, that is the settlement task done. We are just about done here. I'm thinking there's just a little bit more around here. As a matter of fact, yes, it's up top above this room here. So after you get your weapon crate and your mystical crate and you're done with the settlement, do go up here and go ahead and collect your storage crate right here. Well, bang, and I do believe there was one more just back here. Actually, yeah, it looks like it's over there in the corner. And once again, there's enemies here, but they're so low level, they're just super duper easy to kill. But do not just avoid them. Like, you can shoot at them, but you can walk around them. You gotta be careful though. If they have like a ranged attack, you're gonna want to go ahead and kill them, just because they definitely can kill you. But here we are back at the base. Let's go ahead and see the exact number here of standard parts that we did get from this farm. Let's go ahead and check it out here. We're going to go ahead and head all the way to the back of the base. This is actually my old base. It's been a long while since I recorded this, and I just realized I had a video to make over it. And I figured people might want to watch it. There we go. There's all the stuff we got, though. I can't see the exact number, but I'm sure we got at least 200 or 300. But I am out for now. Go ahead and leave a like on the video if you did enjoy it, and keep it beast mode.